Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you all are fine and doing well. Today, we will be continuing our topic, power resources. Let me do a short recap first. What did we do in our previous class? In our previous classes, we have studied about non-renewable resources, their location, types, uses, mode of extraction, etc. Today, our objective is to learn about rural electrification and national grid system, and that is called electricity profile also. But before rural electrification, we will be studying and discussing about thermal electricity, right? Okay, uh, let's look at this. Look at the given source, and now after looking at the given source, we will explain how do we get electricity through thermal power stations. Okay, before let me give you a brief idea about thermal electricity. Basically, electricity is a flexible form of energy that can be easily converted to heat, light, or sound energy. The electricity that is generated by non-renewable resources like oil, coal, gas, and nuclear fuel is called thermal electricity. Means the energy which can be produced through non-renewable resources that is called thermal electricity. Fossil fuels and nuclear power stations produce heat energy. This is used to turn water into steam, which is then used to run turbines, right? Okay. And we all know that there is a rising need of alternative renewable resources, right? Like we know that fossil fuels or non-renewable resources are not eco-friendly, means they are not environment friendly, right? So that is why we need to understand the importance of alternative renewable sources of energy that that may strongly be linked to availability of power for industrial, agricultural, and domestic purposes. Okay, we all know that Pakistan is an energy deficient country, and each year spends a large amount of its foreign exchange on the import of oil to meet its energy requirement. Thus, the need to develop alternative energy resources has become imperative to meet the need of our industrial domestic uses. Right, beta? Okay. Now look at this diagram, which is right in front of you. Right. One more source is also there, that is given on page number 143, figure 8.27. I'm repeating, page 143, figure 8.27, where you can see a thermal power station. In that, how does electricity produced and then supply to the end user, right? In this diagram that is there right in front of you, it shows the process of electricity generation, right? That is being done in plants, right? Here, this is the power plant, right? Where with the help of fossil fuel, coal, right? Energy is being produced, coal, oil, or gas. Electricity is being produced, right? And then fossil fuels are burned to produce steam. It moves to the turbines to generate electricity, and then that transformer controls the voltage and transfer electricity to pylons through transmission lines, right? That this structure you must have seen, these are called pylons, right? Which has the long transmission lines. These wires are called transmission lines that you must have observed while you are traveling from Karachi to Hyderabad, or through road if you travel right from Karachi to interior Sindh, or then to Punjab and all these areas. You must have observed these pylons, these long steel structures, right? Okay. These transmission lines, they carry electricity to long distant areas, right? This is transformer, right, which helps to control the voltage, right, and the transfer the voltage to transmission lines also, right? Okay. Then these distribution lines through these neighborhood transformer also, right, जिसको हम PMT भी कहते हैं. What does it do? It controls the voltage on need basis. If that is going to domestic purposes, if it is going to residential area, so that voltage would be different as compared to industrial area, right, beta? and then it goes to houses or industrial different sectors, I must say, and then for consumption, for different consumption, right? Let's read this. Okay, this diagram is very important, I must say, because it might come in exam for labeling to explain the process at all, right? Okay, now how electricity gets to you, right? Electricity is, first step is electricity is made at power plant by huge generators. Most power plants use coal, but some use natural gas, water, or even wind, right? It depends. But we are talking about thermal power station, so fossil fuel is being used here. The current is sent through transformers to increase the voltage to push the power to long distances. The electricity charge goes through high voltage transmission lines that stretch across the country, right? Just now I have mentioned in the previous diagram. It reaches the substation, or we can say a load center, where the voltage is lowered, so it can be sent to smaller power lines, right beta? It controls basically these load center or substations, they control the voltage, right? On need basis. Then it travels through distribution lines to your neighborhood, where the smaller pole transformer, जिसको हम PMT भी कहते हैं here, reduce the voltage again to take the power safe to use in your home, in our homes, right? So where what happens first is goes these transmission lines, then and grid station. Through that it goes to load center. I'm talking about electricity. Then it goes to commercial and domestic uses, right, beta? That is how electricity is being transmitted from uh, thermal power stations to our houses, to domestic or consumption purposes, right beta? Okay, now the most important thing we need to understand, we need to study about some facts also. Most of the electricity in Pakistan is produced by thermal power plants, which took the lead in 1988 and 89, and in 2011 and 12 generated about 70% of the total energy output. Okay, unlike the main center of the production of thermal power station, that is in Sindh. In Sindh are located at Kotri, Hyderabad, Sakkar and Gudu. Large thermal power plants in Punjab have been installed at Rawalpindi, Lahore, Faisalabad, Multan and Kot Adu. In Balochistan, the thermal power plants are located at Quetta, Pasni and Hub, right? These are the main location of thermal power plants in Pakistan. The key potential locations I'm talking about, right beta? Okay. Now, let's move forward. The question, it's your homework question. It should be done in the journal beta. It is out of 5 marks. Don't forget to mention marks and the question in your journals. You have to enlist 4 types of power stations based on different raw materials used, right? For example, let me give you one example here. Like in Shekhupura Dikha power station, that is a coal fired power station, right? Where the main raw material that they are used, that is coal to generate electricity, right? I'm repeating again. That's an example I'm telling you. Shekhupura Dikhi power station, that is a coal fired power station, right? And the main ingredient or main raw material is coal in it, right beta? Okay, now there are, now let's talk about, okay, electricity profile in Pakistan. When we talk about electricity profile, there are 2 main stakeholders. Those are responsible to handle this, right? One is WAPDA. The full form of WAPDA is the Water and Power Development Authority. And another one is K Electric, that works in Karachi, right? That is Karachi Electric. These are 2 main organizations that is these are involved in power generation, transmission and distribution of electricity, right? Another organization, that is CANUP, that we have discussed earlier, right, when we were doing nuclear power plant, right? CANUP is basically Karachi Nuclear Power Plant. That's a public sector organization. Then another is IPP, Independent Private Sector, right? Okay, other than that, there are some other private sector, like for example, Gul Ahmed, right? Like for example, Engro. These are those private sector, and other private sectors are also there. They produce their own electricity and then they sell it to the government, right? in cheap prices, and the government is responsible again to further transmit or distribute that electricity. Right, beta? Okay. Now, what is NGS? NGS is basically National Grid System, right? National Grid System, it's an interlinked system of power generating stations and load center. That's one of the world's largest grid system. It generates, the purpose of this NGS is to generate, transmit and distribute electricity to across the country. The large network of transmission lines connect hydel power generation in north of Pakistan, thermal power generation in mid of the country, and south is managed by Wabda and K Electric. Right, beta? Why north is being uh, served by hydel power generation? Because we know that in north part of Pakistan we have availability of fast flowing rivers, right? So the way there the electricity, the need of electricity is being fulfilled by hydel power station power plants, right, beta? Okay. Then in the mid of the country, thermal power generations are there. Like I just in the previous slide, I gave you examples of different thermal power stations in Punjab area, right? Those are being run by with the help of fossil fuels, right? And then south is managed by uh, Wabda and Ikki Electric, right? Okay. Again, I'm repeating the purpose: the supply of electricity to different areas, right? Okay. Not only this, beta, electricity it gets wasted also, right? Why? What's the reason behind it? Because due to long distances, transmission lines and grid station, and we know that due to all these things, it is very expensive, or capital is required for the maintenance of these transmission lines, right? So due to that, also the electricity it gets wasted, right, beta? Okay. Now there are some other factors also. Those are responsible. Those are responsible for the shortage of energy supply, right? What are those factors? Let's discuss one by one. Number one is financial constraints, right? Many of the power plants are not working to their full capacity due to financial constraints, due to lack of technical expertise and maintenance facilities, right? Okay. Number two is HEP reduction during winters. We all know that during winters, due to harsh climatic conditions, the flow of water gets reduced in rivers, right? So what happens due to that also, HEP cannot be produced to its full potential, right, beta? Third is the losses of electricity due to long transmission lines. The national grid system, it supplies electricity to all the provinces, but long transmission lines it causes loss of electricity, right? Because they get the maintenance is not being done on time, so electricity it gets wasted when the transmission lines are long and they are responsible to supply electricity across the country. Another factor is siltation in reservoirs, right? Siltation in the reservoirs of dams also causes a disruption in the electricity generation by reducing the flow of water, right? Okay. Another factor is power theft. That is very common. We all are aware of it. Power theft occur on the large scale until recently, and especially if we talk about Karachi, right? K Electric, they have done a great job. They did caught those people. Those were responsible to do. Those were involved in power theft, right? Okay. Like in Karachi, if we talk about, especially not in Karachi, in the metropolitan cities of Pakistan, the Kunda system is common, right? Uh, People are not aware of the drawback of this Kunda system, but then that is there. तो ये क्या है? ये सब power theft ही है, right, बेटा? Okay. Uh, K Electric, uh, uh, if I'll talk about, until recently, the loss and theft from K Electric, it was 41%, and 41% of the electricity generated was not paid for by the users, right? Likewise, it happens in Punjab also, right? Another factor, there's the high demand due to industrial industrialization, right? When the industrialization is there, so what happens beta? Due to that, the demand gets more than its supply, right? That is also one of the factors of for the shortage of energy supply, right? We did face a lot of so many industries were closed down, right, due to that electricity crisis in Pakistan, right? And then the other factor is the that is last but not the least, that is expensive fossil fuels, right? The high price of fossil fuels, they increases the cost of electricity generation, right? So with the help of that, what happens? And if I link this to urbanization, if I link this to industrialization and rural electrification also, it has increased, but due to high price of fossil fuels, what happened? The supply is not enough to meet the need of industry, to meet the need of cities, right? To meet the need of rural areas where the agricultural sector is also there, right? So that is why these all are the factors. Those are affecting. Those are responsible for the shortage of energy supply in Pakistan. Okay. Now, other than that, some improvements are also there, beta. We have to look at the positive image of Pakistan also, right? So electricity generation has increased by 3.18% in 2015 as a result of government of Pakistan efforts with the help of that CPAC project, right? The country has begun diversifying its energy producing capacity by investing in coal, nuclear energy, solar energy, and wind energy to help offset energy shortages, while larger projects greater than 1,000 megawatts such as Diamir Bhasha Dam, Kohala Power Hydropower Project, Pakistan Port Qasim Power Project, Sahiwal Coal Power Project, the Engro Coal Power Project, Hub Coal Power Project, and new nuclear power plants are now under constructions or planned, right? So these are all the new initiatives taken by the government of Pakistan in order to fulfill or reduce or overcome the energy crisis in Pakistan, right, beta? Okay. Now let's talk about rural electrification. What is rural electrification? That is very important. Rural means villages, right? And we all know that 67.5% of population in of Pakistan, it lives in rural areas, right, beta? So most of the rural areas are deprived of even the basic facilities of modern life, right? Electricity is one of those facilities that can help to maintain the standard of living in rural areas of Pakistan, right? The question here it arises, why rural electrification is needed? Rural electrification is needed for the social and economic benefit of those people, those are living in rural areas of Pakistan. And it can happen, why? Because it is needed to run tube wells for our agricultural sector. It is needed for small scale industries, like for example embroidery industry, for example handicraft industry, right? Small cottage scale industries, right? Electricity is needed. Then which helps to improve standard of living. How? Because more schools would be opened up, more training centers would be opened up, right? So people will get educated, they get trained. With the help of that, information technology can reach to those areas, right? Which helps develop which provides economic benefit to them, and then as well as social benefits. Health facilities, health centers like small clinics, hospitals, and education facilities can be established, can be provided to them. These all are the need. That is why the rural electrification is needed, because most of our population it resides there, it lives there in rural areas of Pakistan. But there are some constraints to rural electrification, right? Rural areas of KPK and Balochistan, they are very far away from transmission lines, right? Most of the areas of Balochistan, I must say, and KPK also. So, and it takes a lot of capital investment is required to provide electricity in those areas. Though we all know that they have rugged topography, mountainous areas are there. So it's also difficult, and harsh climatic conditions are also there. So it is difficult to invest in those areas. And if we talk about Balochistan, population is also very less, so which will not at all feasible for the government of Pakistan. Okay, then why? Because the cost of laying transmission lines is high. It's a burden on economy again. Okay, there is the limitation. If we talk about KPK and Sindh, right? If these are the requirement, I must say, right? By the government, if the population is more than 1,000 people, then only electricity would be provided to that area, right? These are the limitations, I must say. And if we talk about Balochistan, if the population in certain areas of Balochistan, it is more than 300 people, then only that area would be provided electricity by the government of Pakistan through rural electrification. Right, beta? Okay. Now, that's what um, so far what did we study, that if we talk about economic benefit of not only rural electrification through the this transmission of electricity, right? Because all industrial plants excluding cottage industries, they use power for processing their raw material and all. So electricity is needed to process their raw material and to get the perfect manufactured output, right, product. For modernization of agricultural sector, we do need it is heavily dependent on the power resources. Like I spoke about tube wells, they are run by electricity, and agricultural machinery such as tractor, threshers, harvesters, right? They use oil as a fuel for functioning. Power resources are used in exploration of minerals, right? For mining sector also it is needed, right? For in derricks and all, electricity is needed. These fuels are needed. If the power resources are produced locally, so the dependence on imported power resources, that would be reduced. So that would be a great impact of on Pakistan's economy, right, beta? And then power resources, they play a basically a key role in the modernization of society. All electrical appliances like IT devices, computers, cell phones, all other gadgets, they run, they use electricity to run, right? So for all these things, for to maintain a standard of living, right, power resources are needed, required, right, beta? That is end from my side, inshallah. uh, in the next block we will be studying about the new topic of power resources, right, beta? So if any question you might you can ask through WhatsApp, and then do that homework that I gave you. Let me show you once again. The question was, enlist 4 types of power stations based on different raw material used, right? So you have to write the name of that power station, and then what type of raw material they use it to generate that electricity. It should be mentioned, right? That is 5 power stations. Name of 5 power stations should be there from Pakistan only, right? It should be done in the journal. Thank you so much. Now let me end this meeting. I hope you have enjoyed my lesson today. Allah Hafiz from my side. Thank you.